Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are safe in your houses, locking yourselves down and preventing the virus. Please do follow the rules and restrictions put up by the government and the measures given by them, the quarantines and the lockdowns, all the measures given by the government. Please do follow them. If you aren't, please start following them as the cases for coronavirus is increasing day by day. So in my last video, I spoke about the pandemic age of humanity, and I spoke in detail about the damage coronavirus has done to humanity. And in this video, I'll be talking about the economic recessions that occurred in the past, and I'll be comparing it to the economic recessions that is occurring right now in the present due to the coronavirus. So let's just title this speech as the trinity of humanity. So let's get started. Life isn't like rain, but in fact, it's a game in which you have your ups and downs in certain intervals. And so does the economy. We social animals have always given our best against unexpected and critical situations. But there will be no situation that compares to the last three. Two of them which we have already recovered from, and another one which is causing wreckage and havoc all around the world right now. Let me get to the point. What I'm talking about is the economic recession that occurred in the years 2000, 2008, and 2020 right now in the present, due to the deadly COVID-19. First of all, let me say that everything in this world has some sort of reason and meaning behind it, and so does the occurrence of these recessions. My simple theory is that we humans deserve whatever is happening to us right now, as all of us run behind money. All of us, just like a dog chasing its bone. The only difference is that the dog feeds his stomach and we feed our expectations. Our expectations, if you know clearly, can sometimes be very, very, very brutal. In fact, a great leader once said that there's enough money for everyone's need, but just not enough money for everyone's greed. When expectations expand, accumulation of money expands. In turn, it leads to economic depressions like these. Now let's get started with the recession of the year 2000. This was a decline in economic activities, which means it affected both the buyer and the seller. It happened when people thought there needed to be an internet-driven economy. But later on, an inflation report caused the speculative bursting of the .com or technology bubble due to huge investment losses. This turned out to be a boulder to the IT industries, and unemployment rates started to creep up as well. But we did manage to overcome the barrier, but after 18 months, making this recession one of the longest since the World War II. Now moving on, we have the 2008 global financial crisis, which affected the entire world. Economists and entrepreneurs considered this to have been the most serious financial crisis since the Great Depression of 1930s. Although both the 2000 and 2008 recessions have similar effects, this one had caused mass destruction to the global economy. It all began with the downgrade in the subprime mortgage market in US, and it developed into an international banking crisis with the collapse of the investment bank Lehman Brothers. When immense risks were taken by such banks, massive losses occurred, building up a global economic downturn. And just like the last one, unemployment increased, which here it touched 10%, whereas now in the present it's only 3.9%. After 3 years of frantic efforts by the governments around the world, we did manage to overcome the recession, which was big from our side. Lastly, if we take a look at the present, that is 2020, right now, all we can see is fear, anxiety, and pain. From the rich to the poor, everyone has been shell-shocked and confused, even the great scientists, as nobody knows a solution or a proper way to counter the coronavirus. World governments are facing their worst nightmare currently, as they have to prevent the virus from spreading to others and also get grip on the falling economy. The stock market of US has already crashed, and a lot of people are fearing the drop in the mortgage system. It's safe to say that this is the king of recessions. It rules the economic recessions. You know why? Because it has already been faster and severe than the 2008 global financial crisis and even the Great Depression of 1930s. Another major and ideal destruction of the economy now is the decline of tourism. As we all know, many of the countries depend on their tourism for economy. This has affected a huge chunk of the world. As we all are staying in lockdowns and quarantines around the world, there's no scope for tourism, by which many economists and companies have been badly hit. All of this has occurred, and the virus is still in play, affecting people, even when measures are taken by the government. One thing we need to understand or observe is that all these problems start in one developed country and then spreads out to be a world crisis. Even when talking about US and China, both of these countries have been severely hit with this virus. But I would like to look at it as these two countries, according to me, have been gateways for problems. What I mean by gateways is that these countries, if one of these countries gets involved in something, the entire world has to experience the trouble. Just like it did in 2000 and 2008. The banks of US, they messed up badly, and the entire world had to face that problem. It turned out to be a global economic financial crisis. But now in 2020, it's a virus that is causing economic mayhem. I'm not saying it's China's fault, but there have been speculations and people suspecting China, as the International Institute for Virology is located in Wuhan. How can you consider these countries developed when most of the problems for economy start here? Not only economy. Now, at present, if you take a look at US, it has the most cases of coronavirus. So, where is the development? People say it's developed. Where is the development? What I'd say is that there should be no controversies between countries, and there should be a healthy alliance between all the countries of the world. For example, Iran and US had heated problems about 3 months ago, but now most people have even forgotten about it as a new problem of the coronavirus has arisen. The entire world has come together to combat the problem. Finally, I'd like to say that the best weapon to combat recessions, diseases like the coronavirus, which lead to recessions, is by nations working together, as unity is always considered as strength. So guys, that'll be my point of view, or my thought over the economic recessions that occurred in the past, and comparing to the 2020 virus that has caused a huge economic recession. So, hope I can upload some basketball videos soon. Just want this virus to, eradicate properly, and, hope we all get to our routine lives sooner. Stay safe, and, never stop following the measures put up by the government. Stay safe, and see you guys.